Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today we're going to be talking about a few new cards here again that has been announced for Burst of Destiny. This is going to be exciting because quite a few of these cards are cards that are actually of interest to me because I already have decks of these particular cards that are going to be mentioned in support of these particular archetypes. So right off the bat here, we're going to talk about Zoroark, the Magistus Daimon. And this is really amazing because seeing Zoroark get an upgraded form into its own synchro variation is definitely fantastic. I knew that Magistus would eventually get support, and seeing it get it in this particular support is quite pleasing. However, this is a spellcaster synchro effect fire level 8 monster with 2900 attack and 1500 defense. It requires one spellcaster tuner and 1+ non-tuner monsters, which is not hard to accomplish given that Zoroark himself is a spellcaster tuner. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can equip it with one Magistus monster from your extra deck. Definitely very nice, already just starting you off really strong here, similar to the effects of the main deck monsters Hyperion and Zoroark themselves. As for the second effect, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters of the same type, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link as Magistus monster cards in your spell and trap zone. So that's actually really powerful because if you actually pull this particular combo off, you could potentially lock out every single extra deck type. Third effect, you could target one Magistus card you control, destroy, and if you do, special summon this card from your graveyard. Not bad at all. This card is actually a really good boss monster. It has the similar effect of Zoroark from the main deck and also Endymion from the main deck. It has a way of actually just going for a floodgate of some sort, negating every single thing on your opponent's field, or at least their monsters. Very powerful, and it's technically an out to Dragoons, so very nice there. And the third effect itself is also just an additional bonus that allows you to just bring this back. Definitely a really nice card here. I'm already loving it. However, the next card here is called Transonic Bird, a level 4 Dark Winged Beast ritual effect monster. Very surprised to see that we're getting some ritual monsters here, but I guess this is just a one-off. I don't think it's going to be part of any archetype. It's a level 4 Dark Winged Beast ritual effect monster with 0 attack and 2400 defense. I'm kind of already sensing this could be used in Black Wings, but I guess we'll have to find out. You can ritual summon this card with Sonic Tracker. First effect, once per turn you can reveal one ritual spell in your hand, and if you do, add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand whose name is listed on it, and if you do that, shuffle the revealed card into the deck. That's not bad, it's more so just managing your resources in such a way where you could get what you really need. Second effect, once per turn during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you could send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. This effect becomes that ritual spell's effects, and that ritual summons a monster when it is activated. Very nice, actually a really good effect. I like that it's kind of similar to like Ip Masquerena or like a Formula Synchron, allowing you to ritual summon during your opponent's turn. I think this card is already going to be a very important card, and I could already see this card being utilized in so many ritual decks. Necros, Cyber Angels, Tritrons, you name it, anything out there that is ritual based, this is definitely going to be in those particular decks. Third effect, if this ritual summon card is tributed, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Definitely fantastic. Again, this card is looking really good here. I love it, it's so generic, it could work in any kind of ritual deck out there. So the next card we have here is obviously Sonic Tracker, a ritual spell card. This card can be used to ritual summon Transonic Bird. The second effect of this card's name can only be used once per turn. First effect, ritual summon one Transonic Bird from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand and or field whose total levels equal 4 or more. But the summoned monster's level becomes equal to the total levels of the monsters used. That's actually very interesting because if you actually summon out Transonic Bird, you could manipulate its levels to make it high enough to tribute for one of your higher ritual summons. Definitely fantastic. That's actually a very smart move of actually doing things. Quite intricate, quite detailed, but at the same time I think a lot of people might not actually appreciate how good this effect actually is. It's a great resource, and I think no one should be taking this for granted. As for the second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one ritual monster you control, send one ritual monster with the same type and or attribute as that face up monster from your deck to the graveyard. Not bad again, also just a nice additional effect that's also just really generic, so it just adds more to the fact that this particular new card here, or this particular ritual combo, can definitely be utilized in so many generic ritual decks out there. So as an overall, with this and also the Magistus support, and yesterday all of us talking about the whole Destiny Heroes and also the Borrow or Rocket cards, I think this particular set is already looking really amazing. Burst of Destiny, I am definitely very impressed, so I have a thumbs up on that. However, moving on here, we have Evil Twins Trouble Sunny. This is a Link 4 Light Fiend Link effect monster. Very surprised to see Evil Twins get more support again. I figured once it came out in Genesis Impact, it wouldn't really come out in support anymore, but it might make sense considering that Magistus also got support as well, so I guess that's fine. This has 3300 attack, definitely a whopping amount, really big there, and it points to the top center, middle left, middle right, and bottom center. Pretty awkward positionings of the arrows, but I guess that's appropriate given this is a Link 4. It requires 2+ monsters, including an Evil Twin monster. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, as a quick effect, you could tribute this card, special summon from your graveyard up to one Kiss Kill or Lila monster. Not bad at all, definitely a great way to just add more cards back onto your field again as resources. Second effect, you could banish this card from your graveyard, then send one Evil Twin monster from your hand, deck, or face up field to the graveyard, send one card on the field to the graveyard. Not particularly the most amazing effect, but I think it's a nice utility. Overall, this is a bit underwhelming, but maybe there is something I might be missing out on. But nevertheless, it's really interesting to see that Evil Twins are getting more support in this particular set, though I am actually looking more forward towards the actual Magistus support. However, I wanted to quickly also talk about the new cards that have actually been announced not in Burst of Destiny, but have actually been revealed for the structure deck of the Agents, or the Hyperion structure deck. This is going to be very fun. There are 3 new cards, so let's talk about them, and then we'll also go over a few reprints as well. So the card we have here is Guard of the Agents, Moon. Very nice here. I love how they're going firstly with the planets of the Agents, and now they're actually introducing the moon itself. That is really great. It kind of looks a bit like Earth, except it obviously has its own unique traits to it. So I like that kind of minor duality between the moon and the Earth. Very fantastic there. A Link 2 Light Fairy Link effect monster with 1800 attack, and it points to the right and bottom right. Interesting markers, but I guess it might not be all about the link markers, it might be more so about the effects. Requires 2 fairy monsters, which is pretty easy for this specific deck anyway, and the first and second effects can only be used once per turn each. First effect, if this card is link summoned, you could send one Sanctuary in the sky, or one card that specifically lists that card in its text from your deck to the graveyard. Or if the Sanctuary in the sky is already on the field, or even in the graveyard, you can add the Agent of Mystery Earth from your deck or graveyard to your hand instead. Definitely a great card already, great effect. Loving it, just allowing you to manage your resources and benefits if you have this Sanctuary in the sky. Second effect, you contribute one fairy monster. Doesn't actually mean that it could be anything else, it can actually include itself as well. Then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Not bad at all. I wish it was a quick effect that would be powerful, but I guess you can't really expect too much out of it. But even so, I do like this Link monster. It's definitely really nice for the fact that it's meant to be the moon, so it's not meant to have the most overwhelming effects out there, but at the same time I don't think this is underwhelming either. It's a great extension to the deck. However, moving on here, we have the Sacred Water of the Sky, a normal spell card, and the first and second effects can only be used once per turn each. First effect, activate the Sanctuary from the sky from your deck, or add one monster that specifically lists that card in its text from your deck to your hand. Then if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard, you can gain 500 life points for each Hyperion and the agent monster you control. Not bad at all, but it's more so just trying to get out the Sanctuary in the Sky as soon as possible. I love it. Second effect, if your monsters that specifically list the Sanctuary in the Sky in its text would be destroyed by battle, you could banish this card from your graveyard instead. Not bad at all. I mean, that's pretty much your entire deck of monsters out there, so it's a great way to also protect them as well. Plus the first effect, I think this is a fantastic piece of support. But of course, moving on here, we have something really exciting. We have here a level 5 Dark Fairy Synchro Tuner effect monster, the Executor of Hades, Pluto. Finally, we actually have Pluto. I mean, yes, I know that in real life, Pluto is no longer considered to be part of the solar system, but you know what, it doesn't matter. Pluto is just absolutely an amazing planet, and it kind of sucks that it was considered a dwarf planet. However, with that being said, this here has 2300 attack and 0 defense and requires 1 tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters, so it's pretty generic. This card is always treated as an agent card, so that's obviously fantastic, and the second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, once per turn you can banish 1 monster from your graveyard, then target 1 effect monster on the field, change it to face down defense position. This is a quick effect if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard. Very powerful, very nice, I like it. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 the Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Great way to again manage your resources and recover your resources. I'm already loving this card. So overall, these 3 new cards are fantastic. There is just so much about them. Loving all the artwork, loving the effects, great extensions. I'm already looking very forward to the actual structure deck that's about to come out. However, for a bit of confirmed reprints, we are getting here Archlord Christia, always a fantastic reprint for any fairy deck out there. We're getting here Herald of Orange Light, also a really great card. We're getting Eva as a support. I'm very surprised because the Wave of Light structure deck wasn't too long ago, so seeing that the Wave of Light structure deck was meant to be a reloaded structure deck itself, with Eva being one of the new cards, I was surprised to see that it's actually being reprinted here. Same thing applies for the Sanctum of Parshav. It was also a card that came out in the Wave of Light structure deck, so very surprised to see it already got a reprint in this one. But then we're also getting Creature Swap, which is quite appropriate. You have quite a few weak monsters in a deck, so a basic strategy would be just to take your opponent's stronger monsters. And of course we get Divine Punishment, we have Balance of Judgment, we have here Herald of Pure Lights, and we are also getting here a reprint of Celestial Night Lord Parshav, which was a card that came out in Dual Overload, so very surprised to see it come out here. Definitely fantastic. So overall, this structure deck is looking out to be quite an amazing one. I love the reprints of it, can't wait to see what the rest of the actual deck itself has to offer. But with that being said, definitely drop a like, share, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time.